And hello again, Flosstube. And it's still Thursday, January 12th, I think. Yeah, okay. The first video I did today, I knew the date. Between then and now, I've forgotten it. Anyway, hello. So, first video I did today is almost done uploading. Took a break, put some stuff away, had some coffee. All that fun stuff. So, last video had all of my starts at the end of 2016 and some happy mail. So I'm hoping to get all my starts from last 2 weeks in on this one and my whips and the rest of my happy mail. And I'll be caught up. Yay! We can resume our regularly scheduled programming. So, all right. This year. So I was talking about my new rotation on my last video. So, and I also wanted to mention, so this year, okay, let me put my brain in the right order here for the first time ever. Okay, last year was my first year of starts, and I loved it. It was fantastic. Obviously, I'm doing it again. Last year, I tried to stick with the smaller pieces. I don't know why. Not sure why. Just did. I did a lot of larger pieces, but I tried to stick with smaller. Again, I don't know why. But this year, I've decided I don't care. I'm just going to stitch it. It could be whatever size. So, I'm going to stitch a lot of big ones this year. And then next year, my plan is to do very small pieces all year. So, that's why I'm doing the big ones this year. That makes sense. I have a paper cut. Anyway, so we're going to start off with my very first start of the year. The big one. This is my first supersize Haid. So, supersized gingerbread house. And of course, it's the Max Colors by Amy Stewart. You know, go big or go home. And, whew, this thing scared me. Still does. I mean, I try not to think about the fact that I'm on page 1. And there's 112 pages in the chart. So, this is an enormous piece of fabric. Something like 40 some odd inches. It's huge. This is 28 count. I'm stitching this 2/1 half stitch. It's big. I could use this as a blanket. I've crocheted blankets smaller than this. Anyway, so this was my first start on January 1st. And here we have the little corner where I'm working. The nice thing I've discovered about supersize versus other charts is there's not as much confetti as you'd think. And I guess it's because I have so many pages. Michelle has so many pages to spread out, so it doesn't need a lot of confetti. So that's helpful. So we have the start of one of the lollipops here. I have a couple colors. And I have my red M&M's needle minder from Minding My Minders. This is, oh, what are the dogs barking at? This is one of 2 pieces I'm working on for the Haid Challenge, which is just to do a page in any way, shape, or form you like by April something. 7th, maybe? Anyway, I was not going to join the challenge because I didn't do so well in the last 2 challenges. And I said, no, I'll join. And if I don't finish, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to stress myself out about it. I'm going to stitch when I feel like it on my pieces when I feel like it. And if I finish, that's great. If not, no big deal. So, that was one. The other piece I started on January 1st is another Haid. My other Haid challenge piece. Again, if I get the page done, that's great. If not, I'm not worried about it. I really admire the people who have gotten their page done already. So, I just can't stitch like that. I just can't. It's not who I am. Okay, so this is Drawing Hands by MC Escher. And it's just fabulous. And the neat thing about this chart, it has all of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 colors. Which obviously it's multiple skeins of each color. so you can see. And the first page is just confetti enough that it's not boring, but not so confetti that it's a headache. Now this is 28 count antique white Lugana from MCG Textiles, and this one I played with this for a little bit because I was just not happy with the coverage on this particular 28 count of 2/1 half stitch. Just didn't like it. So what I'm doing on this is 1/1 full stitch on the 28 count. So there's all my waist knots at the bottom. So there is the top row. So this one I'm actually parking horizontally. I usually park vertically, but this one I'm parking horizontally. So lots of different shades of gray and some white filled in. And I have my paint palette needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. And I've done right around 300 stitches on each one. So when I want to stitch on them, I do. Okay. January 2nd. Okay, well, let's pull out January 2nd and 3rd. Why not? I started my 10 a day project. And this is an idea that the fantastic Lily Pilly came up with, where you start a project January 1st or work on a whip. It's kind of evolved. Where you just do 10 stitches a day. Everybody's got time to do 10 stitches a day. And you will get a finish by the end of the year. So I picked it's actually several small charts. It's 5 small quilt squares that it's going to be on a bookmark. It's going to be a bookmark when it's done. But altogether they add up to roughly 3,650 stitches. So this is from the February 2010 Cross Country Stitching magazine. And the first quilt block I started with, and I'll tell you, I still haven't 100% decided the other 4. I'm leaning towards some, but anyway, the first one that I started is this one. See, this is the page, has all these different quilt squares. But it's this one right here, Christmas Star. And that's the one I'm working on. So I pull it out every day. I haven't worked on it today. And I do 10 stitches. And I even had a day, not yesterday, day before, I was not well, and I just did not get to this. I did my start, and I think that was it. Because I was just not feeling any stitching, anyway. So, but the nice thing was the next day, I had only 20 stitches to do. So, it's easy to get caught up if you skip a day. So this is 18 count oatmeal Aida. I don't even think I'm going to need this whole length. I cut up a scrap. All I was concerned with was the width. So I can cut off whatever I don't need at the end. Anyway, so here is my, well, let's see, it's the 12th. So 110, because I didn't do today's yet, my 110 stitches so far on Christmas Star. So I'm such a dork. It was so funny. Yesterday, I think, or no, might have been when I was doing my 20 stitches in the one day. I actually used my first strand. I finished my first strand and got to my second strand. So I was just like, oh, check that out. I'm dork. Anyway, my needle minder, it says, okay, first off, my needle minder is from True North Needle Minders. And I'm going to read it because you can't see it. It says, stitching rules. Any questions asked while I am counting stitches will be answered with louder counting. Ask my family. That's very true. The big joke is you don't throw off Mama's groove when she's stitching. That because Emperor's New Groove is one of my favorite movies. I don't know where I'm putting this. Just put it there. Okay, January 3rd, I started from the Incredible Edibles from Stitch World X Stitch. Remember last year I started the cookies. So this year, I'm actually starting several, but I started the Candy Apple on January 3rd. And this is on 14 count white Ada. And there is the start of the Candy Apple. And I have a little red M&M needle minder from Gina's Unique Boutique. Excuse me. Lost my water bottle. I refilled it and I put it down somewhere. Okay. January 4th. So remember my rotation. It was, the first was electronic, second was a magazine, third was paper. So the 4th was back to electronic. And I started Fright Night by Gecko Rouge. This is the one and only chart that Gecko Rouge sells by itself. They generally only do kits. And I even asked, I sent them a message on their Etsy group asking if they would consider selling any charts other than, outside the kits, and they said no. They were very nice. They were very nice about it. But so the Fright Night is the only one you can buy by itself from their Etsy shop. So this is on 28 count white Monaco, complete with cat hair, always and forever. Pretty big piece. And this is crazy, that even with the 2/1 half stitch, I think I'm going to use 20 skeins of black floss. It's crazy. Anyway, so there is part of the border that I've done. I've actually worked on this a couple times because this is my big Stitch Mania Trick or Treat annual sale piece. Is this one? So, and then I have my black sparkly pumpkin needle minder from True North Needle Minders. Get in there. May move that one to a 2-gallon bag. Okay. On the 5th, I actually messed up. Yeah, 5 days in. Now I was supposed to do a magazine, and I grabbed the paper one instead because I just did and said, oh well, I'll just flip-flop them because I wanted to start this. This is the Gingerbread Village collection from collection, whatever, from Country Cottage Needleworks, and I'm doing all of these on one piece of fabric. This is 14 count Delft Blue Ada, and I have to find number 3 because number 3 took a walk. It's here somewhere. Anyway, so I started Gingerbread House 1. So I did all of, I think it's the whole thing. The whole top little brown piece there, the little garland up there. And I have a Gingerbread Girl needle minder from Minding My Minders. I love it when the light goes funny in the middle of my videos. Okay. Oh, come on. Get back in there. Okay, so on the 6th, I started a magazine. This is from November 2008, Cross Stitch and Needlework. And it is the cover picture, So Many Stitches by Ursula Michael. And this is 28 count white Monaco. There's floss everywhere. And there it is. Blue stripes from one of the quilts. And I have a pretty heart cross stitch needle minder that my friend Katie gave me. think we're up to the 7th. Yep, on the 7th was electronic, and I don't have a picture, but it is the Birthstone Dragons Mystery Sampler by Ingleside Imaginarium. The lovely Brittany Church, who has Blimey Cat Stitches as her channel, designed this. Lots of people are doing it. This one is way outside my comfort zone for a couple reasons. One, I was at Stitch Niche at the end of the year with Garrett, and I just fell in love with this fabric. It's, first off, it's Belfast linen. You know how I feel about linen. And it's 32 count. Yeah. So this puppy's being stitched through the magnifier because it's actually not bad, but I do need the magnifier. But this is 32 count gingerbread Belfast linen by Picture This Plus that I bought at Stitch Niche. The other part of my outside the comfort zone is I switched up the border color, and I'm stitching it in Kreinik. So I started in the center there, and I'm working my way up to the top. So my goal is to have at least work my way up to the top. So on the 15th for Stitch Mania's Color a Day sale, for the Garnet Day, I can work on the Garnet Dragon. So that's kind of my goal. And my needle minder is a little white dragon needle minder from No Name Needle Minders. I know, I actually made my own needle minder from my own line. I never do that. But anyway, so I'm using Kreinik 202HL for the border. Love the HL high luster? Yes, high luster Kreinik. Okay. On the 8th, we're back to a magazine. And I tell you, I've just been in a dragon mood lately. I really have. So I started, that's one picture. Do I have another picture? I'm going to show you a picture without showing the actual chart. This will be fun. Okay, so this is January 2002. Hello again, Nina. You messaged me right in the middle of the other video, too. What is this? This is Stitcher's World. See, I am very easily distracted. Squirrel! Anyway, January 2002, Stitcher's World. And the piece is by Dragon Dreams. I'm going to try to up in the corner. There it is. So this is called Snowball Fight. So cute. I love it. And so that's by Dragon Dreams. And this is on the 14 count Delft Blue Ada. There it is. And I have the start of the dragon's little body and his little hand there. And I have a little fat snowman with sparkly snowflakes from Brenda's Minders and More. Now this will be fun because for the dragon, actually, I'm going to use fuzzy stuff for his scarf the first time. And that'll be fun. And then I bought some Kreinik for his tail. Okay, on the 9th, I started a paper chart. This is by Imaginating, and it's called 4-Letter Words. There's 2 charts in it. This is 4-letter words that saved the world, changed the world, changed the world. And then there's 4-letter words for Supermom, which is the one I actually started. Very long piece of fabric. This is 14 count white Ada, and there's floss everywhere, as always. See, long piece of fabric. And I got the word taxi done and started doing the back stitching on it. So, and this may not be a 4-letter word for moms. This is a 6-letter word for moms. Must have coffee. Must have coffee. Gotta have my coffee. I've cut down on the sugar in my coffee, but you cannot take my coffee from me. Bad things will happen. Okay, on the 10th was an electronic start, and I started what 90% of the people in Stitchmania started on the 10th. I started the Clouds Factory's Fabulous Women in History. So, this is, there we go, landscape layout. Love the fact that this cell this year started in the middle of the fabric. Love that. Very happy for that. So this is 14 count hand-dyed Ada in Thankful from Fabrics by LJ. This was the November Fabric of the Month last year. I was just, when it came, I was like, purple! Anyway, so here we are in the middle. I have Eleanor Roosevelt's teacup and skirt. Oh, I don't even want to know what that was. That was the dogs outside. I don't know what they knocked over. I don't want to know. Anyway, I did do, on the teacup, get up there. I did 2 strands of backstitch on the cup instead of 1, because I just did. And my needle minder is from True North Needle Minders, and it says, "Wife it in when you were born to stand out." All right. Am I going to keep on top of this one? Probably not. I didn't last year. I'm still working on the borders. I don't care. I will finish it when I finish it. I'm just going to enjoy stitching it. Now they're barking. Alright, yesterday's start was a magazine. This is For the Love of Cross Stitch, September 1995, and it's the cover picture. Alright, I love the chart. Not crazy about the colors, not crazy about the fabric choice, so I'm changing all of that as I go. So this is on 14 count, light blue hand-dyed Ada from Fabrics by LJ. Didn't have a name. This was one of his sale pieces. So, yeah. Long piece of fabric again, but it's a beautiful blue. And I got the A done, but I'm stitching the letters in antique gold from Carrie's Creation. And I have a, oh, I'm sorry, it's called Peacemaker's Blessing. I could not find a designer on this one, and I looked everywhere. But anyway, it's called Peacemaker's Blessing. And my nose itches. Anyway, my needle minder is Stitch. Get it? Peacemakers, quilting, Stitch. Haha. Yeah, give me an excuse to use my Stitch needle minders. Anyway, this is Stitch from Brenda's Minders and More. Hello. Sorry, I love Stitch. Okay, which brings us to today. Today's start is only half started. I only got tiles everywhere. I only got about 15 minutes in on this one right now. We're just gonna throw floss everywhere. Okay, this is Country Bloomers by Jeremiah Junction. There it is. Okay. Aren't they so cute? Bloomers for every day of the week. So this is on 14 count white Ada. So instead of being long, this one's wide. So this is where I am so far. It's the bottom leg of the Wednesday bloomers. So I've got another 15 minutes to stitch on this today. And my needle minder is a cow in the sunflowers from Minding My Minders. Because everybody should have a cow needle minder. I don't know why. You just should. Anyway, so those are all of my starts from 2017 so far. Happy. Alright, now, whips. Let's go to whips. Some of my... Hang on. You go over there. Out of the way. You come here. Okay, some of these whips are from last year, and the other half are from this year. So I'll start with the ones from last year, in no particular order, because I didn't keep notes. This is, do I have a picture? No. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called, no, that's not right. Yes, okay. The designer is right. It's called Happy Holidays, and it's from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament Issue 2012. And this is on 14 count opalescent Ada from Hand Dyed. No. I don't have any fabrics from Hand Dyed by Stephanie. That needs to change. Fabrics by LJ. Sparkle, sparkle. So that's where I am on that. I have all the brown branches on the top, and I'm filling in the green. I have the words done. So we're probably at the halfway mark. Maybe. After all the green, I've got peppermints to do. Anyway, pretty. And I have my Garfield Santa needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. And I'm using, let me show you, I'm using all, it called for Weeks Dye Works floss, which is nice, but I used what I had. I used Signature Red by Fabrics by LJ for the red. It has 4 colors, so it was a real easy swap out. Signature Green by Fabrics by LJ for the green. And Buffalo Fur by Carrie's Creation for the brown. So that's that. And the only other color is white, so I'll probably just use B5200 when I get there. Alright. This next one is from, I know it's Cross Stitcher, the Cross Stitcher, not Cross Stitcher, the Cross Stitcher. Sorry, looking for a date. I'll find it later after I'm done. Well, that's the cover. It's got a clock on it. It's called the Cross Stitcher. But the chart is the biggest stash. You know, Katie, the Stash Queen, is working on this one too. In fact, I think I saw it on her video and was on the hunt for the magazine until I got it. This is 28 count mushroom, 28 count Lugana in mushroom. MCG Textiles, maybe? I'm guessing. Anyway. I worked on the chair. Did more of the green in the chair. I just had the little section on the bottom down here. Not the whole thing, but part of it done. So I added all that dark green up top. And my needle minder says, keep quiet, I'm counting stitches. And that's by True North Needle Minders. Alright, my next whip, next time I get back to it, I put it down because I realized I messed up and I was irritated because I have a fair amount of frog when I pick this back up. But I was mad about it. This is the December Calendar Girl by Little House Needleworks, which I'm excited because I have now officially started all 12. And March is the only one I've finished. So, work on finishing the rest of these. So, I did a lot on her in December. And other than the fact that all this 712 here has to be frogged because I messed up right there. Fantastic, right? Anyway, other than that, I'm very happy with it. This is 28 count glass blue Lugana. And so in December, I had her, part of her sleeve started. That's where I was when I started. So I stitched all the red in her dress, the cream at the bottom, her shoes, and her, I guess it's a hood? Probably a hood. And then I messed up on the hood. So, but I got a lot of progress done. Just gotta hog that section. Okay. I pulled out my, you saw in my last video, I'm working on starting the Six Fat Men series from Lizzie Kate. This is the 6 Snowbells that I started last year. And this is 14 count Smoke Tone Ada, same as the Six Fat Men. Have all 6 started, got the borders done on all of them, and then there's a little bit of each done on each chart. But what I worked on in December was this first one, which is called All Dressed Up. So, and there she is. She's almost done. I worked on the trees right there. So, she's just got some fiddly bits left, and she'll be done. Okay, next up is Itchy Nose that I've been stitching for the last 2 hours. This is Diane Arthur's Always Say a Prayer, which I'm stitching on 14 count hand-dyed Ada from Fabrics by LJ. I want to say Ruby Red. I have it in my X-Stitch app, but I didn't look it up. It's pretty though. So it doesn't look like much, but I've done the top half of the S there. And these letters are huge. So I did several rows here, this whole section, in that blue. And my needle minder is from Minding My Minders. And each of those little blocks says, Believe, Hope, Faith for Fibromyalgia Awareness on May 12th. And I'm stitching it in Carrie's Creation Floss in Blue Lagoon. Which I know I'm going to do the ASAP in that. Haven't decided if I'm going to do the rest of it in a different color. Burn that bridge when I get there. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of stitcher. Alright, next one is an oldie but a goodie. This is from For a Gift for the Bride by Hickory Hollow. It's an older book, and I'm stitching Quilts for Sale on the back here. And it says, Home is a place filled with love and laughter, a place where you are always welcome. And I'm stitching this on 18 count Oatmeal Ada. So I finished, this is the center quilt, I finished all of the green on that and started on the blue. So I got a lot of progress on that quilt done. And I have the scissors needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. And I have a spare needle. It's over there. Just put that right there. You know, it helps to put the chart away with the fabric. I think I was more organized for the other video. Alright, I pulled out my Stitch in Time Haid last year. Worked on this for a little bit one day. Did pretty good. I got almost 200 stitches put in. So, there it is. This is by Amy Stewart. This is on 28 count Lugana in Dove Gray. It's kind of a light blue. Hey. Big old piece of fabric. Stitching this 2/1 half stitch. And it's easy to see my progress. I did the black. So, 200 little tiny half stitches of black. And my minders are from Nifty Needle Nannies, and they are my Tsum Tsums. I have Pooh and Dumbo over here waiting to hold parked threads. And here's Minnie, Tigger, Marie, and Mickey. all working to hold my threads. I think somebody had posed that question once, how many needle minders do you put on a project? And depending on, my heids, a lot of my heids I'll put, well, there's 6 on this one. So, just depends on how I'm stitching it. Next up. Okay. Oh, that was it. That was it. Okay, that was it for 2016. Ow. Sorry, getting stiff. Okay. For this year, for 2017, don't have a lot of whips, but I've made a lot of progress on what I've been working on. So, this is my Quick Stitch Heavenly Christmas from Heaven and Earth Designs. The sun moved and now it's coming through the windows, which is making everything dark when I hold it up. But if you can't tell, there's a Christmas tree and then there's a dragon laying on the clouds and there's a little white bunny down at the bottom. So this is on, I want to say 16 count white Aida. I don't think it's 14 count. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's either 14 or 16. I really think it's 16. Anyway, so here's the piece all together. But I had a few rows. This is actually blue, not black. Okay, that just looks like one big black blob. And it's not. It's a little better. Oh, well. So I had this little section of dark blue. I think this is 939 started. So I finished all the 939 up in this section. And now I'm working on the 820 here. So I've done all of that. About 500 stitches so far this year on this piece. And I have my toothless needle minder from True North Needle Minders. Did I mention my Tsum Tsums were from Nifty Needle Nannies? I don't remember. But they are on my last piece. Okay. Sit there and be good. Alright. Next up, I worked on Columbus from Tiny Modernist. I don't have a picture to show you. It's an electronic chart. I only printed up the chart. Some 14 count white Aida. And I did the water down here, this section of the water. And then I worked on this building. And that's not the orange it calls for, but that's the orange I grabbed. And I'm happy with it. So I stitched all that orange on the building. And I have a Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man needle minder because I graduated high school in Ohio, and when I was going to high school I was playing Pac-Man. Not in Columbus, but you know. Okay. I'm going to skip that one for now, just cause. Alright, next up I worked on the Prairie Schooler Amish quilts. And this is on 28 count summer khaki linen. That's what this is. And I stitched pretty much most of that border around, maybe the whole thing. Around the horse and buggy, I stitched all this border. So, and I have a horse cameo needle minder from Minding My Minders. Get back here. Next up is, this is from July, August 1994 of Just Cross Stitch. And it is the school alphabet down there. And I'm doing this on 14 count antique white Aida. there we have it. When I started, I had this little section of border done. So I did a whole bunch of the border. I'm going to do that all first and then fill in the little motifs. And I have a blingy Minnie with her glasses on, all ready for school. And that's from True North Needle Minders. Here's the fire truck. Okay, next up is Afternoon in London by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is on a 28 count Monaco from Mo's Sale. This was one of her fabrics of the month a while back. Gorgeous yellows and oranges, pretty pretty. And I had almost 2 rows done. This is the roof of the house. So I had almost 2 rows done, so I'm up to 6 rows now on the house roof. So that's what I worked on. And I have a TARDIS needle minder from True North Needle Minders. Afternoon in London, TARDIS. Yeah. I'm also collecting needles I leave in my projects. Okay, last night's rotation piece did not get a lot of love because I could not focus on it. It was hurting. But this is Splendor of Autumn by Elizabeth Spurlock from the October 2016 Just Cross Stitch. Isn't that gorgeous? Love those white pumpkins, something about them. But I did a little bit on it, so every little bit helps. And this is 28 count Lugana from Charles Craft that I dyed myself. This was the first piece I ever dyed. So, it's a pretty mauve color. So, I finished the stem of the pumpkin. So, that was quite 2 different shades of green. So, and then I started, it's actually not white, it's 712. But there are several shades of white in the pumpkin. So, did some on the pumpkin. So, that's all I've done. But, it helps. And I have a blingy leaf needle minder from Brenda's Minders and More. Another needle. Okay. And my last whip is one I've actually been working on for the Ultimate Cross Stitch for 3 different sales they're doing this month. One of them is the Snowball event, which is just hilarious. It's so much fun. I have to stitch on that for a little bit. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So I have made tremendous progress on this piece. I started this in November. This is Rejoice by Ursula Michael from the Fall 2016 Just Cross Stitch. Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine. So, I think the last time I showed this to you at the end of November, I had not quite finished the border on the inside frame. Okay? I'm very proud of this. I have finished all of the borders. I have done half of the leaves. I have filled in all the green on the smaller border. And last night I was filling in the red. So I have a lot more to do, but I have made tremendous progress on this one. So very proud on this one. By the end of January, I will not want to see it again. Yeah. So that one's going to get put away for a while at the end of January. Okay, so those are all my whips, all my starts. You see my blue basket. So I just have the remainder of my Happy Mail to get done in 15 minutes. I can do this. Because I showed most of it in the last video. Hang on, got stuff falling everywhere. For the sake of time, I know I usually show these all at once. I'm going to show these really fast. This is my, this was my December order, I think. I get auto ship floss of the month from Carrie's Creation. For those of you who don't know, I ordered this through Stitching Bits and Bobs. So that's where they have the thread clubs. Well, there's a lot of other thread clubs, but this is where I get them. So we have Light Raspberry and Sublime, which is green and purple. Not that you can see it. Do these fast. This is Peppermint and Cherry. Peppermint is the red, white, and green Christmas one. We have Chocolates and Cherry Popsicle. Bet you can guess which is which on that. Next up, we have Cantaloupe and Blue Dreams. Cajun Coffee and Cappuccino. That's hilarious. 2 browns. Doesn't show at all, but this one here is much darker than this one. And we have Rainforest and Purple Pansy. We have Pumpkin Spice and Buffalo Fur. You saw Buffalo Fur earlier. It's nice. I actually am getting to the point where there's doubles now, which is really cool. Because you get 20 a month until you have the whole collection, and then they start sending doubles again, which, like I said, is really cool. We have Bluebird and Prairie, which is kind of a greenish yellow. This is Peach and Pina Colada. We have Bordeaux and Sunflower. Lots of pretty, pretty floss. Okay, so that was my floss Happy Mail needle minders. Okay, I ordered my first needle minders from Needle Attractions. I love the little buttons she puts on the back. Really cute. So these are the 4 I got. Well, I ordered 3 and she threw in an extra, which I thought was very super sweet. So I got the Gringotts money. I got my Mickey Mouse ice cream bar that I always have to have when I go to Disney World. She sent me this little princess. And this little castle here opens up and has, you can customize this. I asked for Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. So, my Harry Potter Hogwarts castle. So that was from Needle Attractions. From True North Needle Minders, I got this one. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, Proverbs 3:5. I got this one that says, learned how to stitch, forgot how to cook. And I got an angel that says hope. Had to have that. All right, from Brenda's Minders and More. I had a couple of different orders. This one, so we have Mickey Peppermints in green and red. The Hedgehog, love the Hedgehog. I love them all, but the Hedgehog. I don't remember ordering this one. I think she added it, so it was awesome. Thank you, Brenda. But I have this little reindeer. I love reindeers. And I have a stocking, and I have an Olaf. And then these are all from Brenda's Minders and More. We have 2 Minions. We have, oh, can't really tell on that one. That one's Hogwarts, and they're in the boats. We have the kissing emoji. We have another Minion. We have Beaker. We have a postcard. Get back on there. We have another Minion. We have a lovely bird on a branch. We have a beautiful little pink sparkle. I think she tossed that one in too. We have a happy emoji. We have a watering can, a blingy reindeer, a blingy Christmas tree, another Minion. We have a little reindeer. Looks like he's going hunting. We have an owl. Can't really see that. Losing my light here. We have a key. We have a sheep. We have a mouse with a candy cane, and we have a passport. And then the other day, she sent me a lovely little hedgehog as a gift. Thank you, Brenda. So, super cute. Love hedgehogs. So those are all my needle minders that came in the last couple months. It's just some DMC. Alright, and then I did one big purchase at Stitch Niche. Last time I was there with Garrett, which was at the end of the year. So, you saw the dragon sale I started earlier, the birthstone dragon sale. That fabric and the Krynic was part of this purchase. So, I got the Cricut collection. Oh, yeah, that's lovely. From the blinds. No, I'll just block it and do it sideways. So, this is Alphabet Letters 2, or just Letters Part 2. So, I have the first one. Now, I have the second one. Still have not decided how I want to stitch these. I'm leaning towards individually. Haven't decided. I got, also from the Cricut collection, Master and the Macabre. This is the Poe piece that Garrett Coffee Stitcher was stitching that I just loved it and I had to have it. Garrett talked me into this one. We're going to stitch it together. This is Quaker Mermaid by Ori TM. Love her pieces. I'm getting the Quaker cakes every month now, and they're just so pretty. So lovely, lovely piece there. I went a little Mira crazy. I got the Snowy Blue Cottage. Nora Corbett, Norabilia, same thing. So I got the Snowy Blue Cottage. Little Snowy Blue Cottage. That's what it is. This thing is crazy. This little chart is almost exclusively Krynic and beads. Isn't that crazy? But it's awesome. It's going to be gorgeous. So I also got the bead pack for it. And I got Raven Queen. I know you've seen it a million times. Everybody stitched it, but I'm late to the party. I also got Queen of Hearts by Shakespeare's Peddler. You know me. Queen of Hearts. And Kitchens. Love to stitch kitchens. Okay, the rest of this, check that out, is all Krynic and beads. We have Classic Colorworks Peapod, which I think is for the Quaker Mermaid. We have Gast Heirloom Gold, which I know is for Quaker Mermaid. This is Roasted Marshmallow by Gast for Quaker Mermaid. Let's see. I got Royal Purple in Gast. This is for Castles in the Air by Long Dog Sampler, which just jumped into my cart when I bought Death by Cross Stitch. Waiting on my floss and fabric for that. I got one. Yeah, just one. Nope, two. The rest are in order. 2 Gloriana Silks in Arctic Ice and French Blue. Those are for my Quaker Cakes by Ori TM. Andrea's ordering me the rest of the Glorianas that I need. Andrea's awesome at Stitch Niche. Let's see, I got La Tierra and Really Teely in Classic Colorworks. Really Teely is for Quaker Mermaid. This one was because it was pretty. I got some Rainbow Gallery highlights in this pretty silver because it was pretty. Here's my red fuzzy stuff. That's for my Dragon Dreams snowball fight. That's for the scarf. I got some beads. Those are for the Mirabilia Bumblebee, which I'm almost ready. I need to order fabric and then I'll be ready to start that. I got a blue Krynic because it was pretty. A green Krynic for the dragon's tail. The dragon's tails in Snowball Fight. 2 Confetti Gold. That's for the Rejoice that I just showed you. Those are the letters in the middle. I got 3 of 032 because you can never have enough. I know one of these is for drawing hands. The other 2, well, it's just lots of stuff call for that number. Oh, and I got another skein. This should have gone with the Dragon Cell. 202HL. I'm just going to toss that in there while I'm here. Okay. I got 5 minutes to show you. Oh, that almost worked. I have 5 minutes to show you 4, count them, 4 finishes. These were all finished last year. I haven't had any finishes yet this year. First up, I finished 0 Days Without Sarcasm. Yay! This is for Hope. I just have to figure out how she wants me to finish it off. So this is by Threadline on Etsy. And, of course, I changed all the colors. Can't remember what the purple is. I know it's from Gentle Arts, but I can't remember what it is. The red for Sarcasm and the 0 is Apple Fritter from Classic Colorworks. And then the blue is Bejeweled by Classic Colorworks. It's kind of a bluish green, can't tell. And it's on 14 count light blue Ada. Fun piece. Fun piece. It's over. It's done. And then I not only stitched them, started them, finished them, I also FFO'd 3 ornaments in December. Are the FFOs a hot mess? You better believe it. But I don't care. I'm happy with them. I was so happy to hang these on the tree this year. So this is the first one. This is Joy to You. Don't remember what, these are all from, both of these two are from the Just Cross Stitch Ornament issues. Just don't remember which ones. If you really want to know, I can look it up. Anyway, this is on 28 count Antique White Lugana. And it's stitched with Holly Days, I think, from Carrie's Creation. Let's see. These are all, the Joy and You are all in Smyrna stitches. All this down here is 1/1. I think the word 2 is 1/1 as well. Yep, all the trees. This had a year on it, and I took the year off and just substituted trees instead. So, we have some felt on the back and some ribbon, and so that was that one. And then we have I Believe, stitched on 14 count black. I think I used all the colors it called for. Might have switched out one or two, don't remember. Felt on the back. Little ribbon. And this is from Lizzie Kate. This is the something with charm. I've forgotten. Sorry. Anyway, I stitched this on perforated paper. I decided to stitch this series on perforated paper. So this is Antique Brown, 14 count perforated paper. This is Charity. So there we have a little cup. This was fun to stitch. And I have felt on the back and a ribbon. So I'm going to stitch the rest of the series on Antique Brown perforated paper. Living with Charm, maybe. Anyway, that's everything. Yay! That's all my, I'm not the yay girl, Katie the Stash Queen is. And my itchy nose, oh my gosh. So that's everything. That is all my starts, all my whips, all my happy mail, my finishes from the last 6 weeks. 7 weeks. Something like that since my last video. Anyway, it's been a while. I'm just going to itch my nose. So, thank you for watching. If you watched. If not, that's okay. I will see you next time. Bye.